Use code AFTV25 for 25% off your order with Faraway Pizza. Click the link below or visit faraway.co.uk now.
Hey everyone, welcome back to AFTV. Disappointing result, 4-1 defeat at the Etihad. And look, Man City really taught us a lesson today, didn't they?
Outclassed. Outclassed. From minute one. We didn't do anything, James. That's my biggest problem with it. We didn't do anything. I'm not surprised by the result. I didn't think we'd go there and take anything. I think taking a point would have been a good result. I said that many times leading up to the game. But that performance was one of the worst. It was the worst I've seen this season. You can couple it up with a couple of Europa League games as well, maybe when we got knocked out to Sporting. But this was the one. This was the big one that everyone was meant to rise for, you know. Dust yourself off from losing points against Southampton, against West Ham. You still got a chance and all of that. And forget the young players for a sec, because yes, we can look at the young players like, you know, Saka, Martinelli, did they have a good game? No. I'm looking at the experienced players today. Because when you're away at the defending champions, it's the experienced players that are the ones that are meant to lead the team. The ones that are meant to pick the team up if you do go down, if you're in sticky moments. None of them did it. None of them. Holding, Partey, Xhaka, Jesus, Zinchenko. These are the experienced players. None of them stood up for the fight today. None of them. We can get into each individual one as well. Most of us knew Rob Holding was going to have a tough time out there tonight. Most of us knew that. Didn't make a change at all, whether it be formation, whether it be personnel. Partey, disgraceful. Given away a silly free kick at the end of the first half. They get their second goal from that. Their third goal, watch that back again. When Odegaard gives the ball away, Partey is just jogging, and he's jogging towards the guy on the ball who has two Arsenal players in front of him, while De Bruyne just floats to the left, picks up the ball, bang, 3-0. Partey was disgraceful, and on top of that, you got Grealish gripping up his shirt. Yeah. Nah, he you know what? I haven't felt this way about Partey at Arsenal at all. But at his age, that's not the performance he needs to be putting in. Now I understand why Casado's linked and Rice is linked. Now I can understand it more. And we need them.
Yeah, and actually, I think David Ornstein was reported saying somewhere today that Arsenal are looking for an 8 and a 6, and those are names we're looking at. Do we have to talk a bit about Arteta today? Because in the last 3 games, I didn't really kind of say much about the substitutions and the approach. I felt what we had out there was good enough to do what it had to do. But today, the managers can make a difference, and we saw Pep make a difference. He reverted away from playing Stones in midfield. He respected Arsenal in the back four. He put Akanji on a man-marking job with Saka. And then in midfield, he let them do what they wanted to do. But it felt like Arteta just wanted the boys to do what he believes they can do, but weirdly 99% of the Arsenal fan base knew would struggle with.
I used the word outclass. The teacher outclassed the student today, clearly. Because that little change Pep made meant our overload in midfield that's done us so well up until this point was non-existent. Yeah. They had the overload in midfield because of that change. And, okay, I get it. You're going into the game and maybe the first 5, 10, 15 minutes you feel it out. It's not a disgrace to be outclassed by Pep. But change it up. Change it up. Yes, we was on the cusp.
React.
We was on the cusp of going into half-time 1-0. That's why I'm so vexed with Partey for that silly foul on Haaland. But Arteta does have to look at himself and say, like, what did you do? Yeah. Because after that goal, after 6 minutes, the second goal came 40-something minutes in. In between that, there was nothing from us. It was still all City. Ramsdale had to make 2-3 big saves to keep us in it. This scoreline could have been a lot worse if it wasn't for Ramsdale. But at the same time, you look at the first goal and the fourth goal, and I look at Ramsdale and think you should have probably done better. So yes, Arteta does have to kind of, learn from this. That's all I can say, learn from this, because as much as he's been here 3 years, he's only been a manager for 3 years. And this ain't me making excuses for him, but these are the things you have to learn from now.
Do you trust him to learn from it? I mean, look, this is very much parallel with the 3-0 defeat to Tottenham last year, where he got it wrong tactically. Rob Holding struggled. There's so much that mirrors it. It then puts it back in their control. There's so many. The only difference is that it's going for the title rather than going for top 4. But that's a crucial difference. Do you believe that Arteta will learn from this? Where even though that's quite similar, the context is completely different. Arsenal are levels above this year where they were last year.
Yeah, and it's time to be a bit more ruthless this summer. That's how you learn from it. Holding shouldn't be at Arsenal next season. Let's get an upgrade on Xhaka. Xhaka's done great this season. He's turned it around. You know how much I was on his back, but we can do better in that position.
You can at least add competition.
Yeah, 100%. And Partey, like you said, if it's an 8 and a 6, we're after good, because we need an 8 and a 6. But it's not just an 8 and a 6 we need. We also need another striker where we can change up the fucking play. Trossard comes on, we play the same way. Eddie comes on, we're playing the same way. There's no target man in our ranks. And I guess modern day systems, modern day, I get it all. But we are not Man City, and we're never going to be Man City financially.
Well, sorry to cut you, but Man City have switched it up. So it's all well, yeah, I get what you're saying, and that's what people who defend Arteta will say. They'll say, well, hold on, but he wants to instill this way of playing, and that's his beliefs. But even Pep today went, cool, we're not going to play through their midfield, we're going to go long to Haaland. He did the exact same thing at the Emirates, and twice, 3-1, 4-1.
Haaland was poor in front of goal today, but he had his way with both Holding and Gabriel. Pulled them left, pulled them right, pulled them out of position, created the gaps, created the spaces for the City players to flood into. And then he breaks the Premier League record. It was written. And you know what's fucked? Leading up to the City game at the Emirates, we was 8 points clear. We dropped 5 points leading up to it. And then they go above us after their win at the Emirates. It's the same fucking story this time round. Leading up to the game at the Etihad, we've got a 9-point cushion? Yes, they had games in hand or whatever it was. Basically, today it could have been 11 points. We go in at difference at the top. Instead, we go in with a 5-point difference. They have 2 games in hand. Now it's a 2-point difference. They have 2 games in hand. It's like in the back of our minds, the players are looking at this fixture coming up.
Yeah, it's true.
They can't see past this fixture coming up. It's coming. It's playing a bigger part mentally. And we have. I use the word choked. A lot of people are using the word bottled. Use whatever word you want, because that's what we've done. And I'm not saying we've done it tonight. You know how I felt after Southampton. I felt like we threw it away there, because it was important for us to go into the Etihad with a cushion. Mm-hmm. If we got the 4 points that we should have got against West Ham and Southampton, then we would be 6 points clear now, and they'd have 2 games in hand. So essentially, it'd be goal difference that separates us. And yes, they got a much better goal difference than us, but you'd still have hope that they'll drop points in one game. There's no chance now. If it wasn't over after Southampton, it's over now.
Yeah, and the team will keep fighting. Look,
I get they better keep fighting, because I don't want it to be 10 points off top come the end of the season. Not that it matters whether you're 2 points off top, whether you're 10 points off top, whether you're 20 off top. 2-3 years later, no one's going to give a shit who finished second this season. That's the facts of the matter. But for us, let's not whimper over the finish line, because some of these players also need to stand up and not prove themselves again, because a lot of them have, but they need to stand up and show that they're resilient enough to face a massive setback. They faced setbacks this season and they've bounced back. This is a massive one now, because this ends all of that good work that they did do. End the season strong. The league is over. And in the summer, Arsenal, do what you need to do. Be ruthless, because Arteta has been ruthless with a few players over the years and getting rid of them and clearing the wage bill and all of that. There's a job to do. There's still a couple there that we need to show the exit door and improve on. And with Champions League football, we'll have the platform to do it. We'll have more money to do it. Will they do it is the big question, because people have asked me all year about Kroenkes. Yeah, and I said it's the transfer windows where they have a chance to prove themselves. I fell out with them. My opinions completely changed about them in top 4. We are back to square one in that sense. What will you do with top 4 now? Because that's what it is. Whether you're second, third, or fourth, it is top 4, and that's what it'll be remembered as in years to come. Not many people remember it as, oh, you finished second just behind City and you pushed them all the way. No one will remember it like that, really. Maybe us as Arsenal fans. But the way it's ended, makes me want to forget this season. Even though we've come on so far compared to previous years, I just felt like up until the Liverpool game, we deserved to win the league title. 4 games later, City deserve it. So it's not really what you do over the first 30 games, it's what you do in the 38 games. As much as we played well, as much as we've, led the way throughout the season, Manchester City deserve the league title, and they will go on to win it now, because they're not going to slip up twice. They're not going to lose 2 games and allow us to come back in it in the last, 5, 6?
Yeah, they've got
like
7
we've got
games,
5. we've thrown it away. And it wasn't tonight we threw it away. We threw it away against West Ham and we threw it away against Southampton. Tonight was just the bottom line of it all.
All right, well, I guess even though we've lost hope, we keep fighting and we just see.
On to pre-season, man. Let's go.
Shop for AFTV merch at shop.aftv.co.uk. Subscribe to us on YouTube. Follow us on Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, TikTok, Snapchat and Twitch. We've got content for every platform, so check it out.